He's just being silly.
Oh, Kerry. Slow conversion. It starts small. We ain't done. I got to relax.
Look at all this Clipper stuff you got me.
Can you say Clip City, Chip City?
No,
I would never. I can't believe you got me all this Clipper stuff. Would you be upset if I threw it away?
Would you?
That's the real gift.
Okay.
There you go.
Is this appropriate?
Yes, it is.
Oh, you know what?
Got her.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota.
So, welcome to the brand new Sports Nation. Clearly, I'm the new host, Kerry Champion, and I'm joining these guys, Marcellus Wiley and LZ Granderson. Thank you guys for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, nothing but love.
Did
Kerry.
you do a nationwide search?
Yeah, we did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we dwindled it down to her.
And
her.
And Carrot Top wasn't in it? No.
Carrot Top wasn't in it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
No,
Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan, but I appreciate the fun.
We're going to figure that out later.
Yeah. No. All right. Here we go.
Convert you.
Speaking of, we're going places since we're talking about the Lakers. Presented by Toyota. First up, folks, Showtime is back. My topic. My Lakers blew out LeBron and the Cavs last night.
Really?
Julius Randle with a career-high 36 points. The Lakers were up so much that Magic basically took a break, y'all. He went over to Rich Paul and Maverick and was like, what y'all doing? Maverick Carter, y'all know him? Marcel, you know him, right?
Yeah. Big time right there.
LeBron's best friend.
What's up, dog?
And I saw your salty tweet, Marcellus. Yeah, it's so salty. His tweet suggested that his Clips beat down the Cavs so that my Lakers could win.
Right.
But okay, so that didn't happen.
No, it started on Friday. I don't know why we're making a big hoopla about this right now.
Listen, no, seriously, last night, you watched it. All kidding aside, what in fact did you see? What did they show LeBron?
Nothing new. I'll tell you why. If you're thinking about the Lakers' future right now based on what you saw last night, this house is built on quicksand. Think about the best players on that court last night for the Lakers. They were Isaiah Thomas, Julius Randle, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Brook Lopez. Respect to all those guys who had 20-plus points last night. You know the problem with that is? 3 of those are expiring contracts, and 1 of those guys is a restricted free agent that they don't know they're going to be able to keep and pay. So the future is bright, but it's not based on what we saw last night.
I partly agree with you. I mean, the reason why they beat them down was because the Cavs right now are small. They had Larry Nance Jr., who, oh, by the way, is practiced with Julius Randle as well as Brook Lopez. So he already knew that he could eat that up anyway. So it wasn't as if they went in and blew him out. They went in and took care of somebody they've been practicing with for the past 2 years.
Okay, here's the nugget you both need to know. We got $70 million, which means we can get LeBron as well as PG-13. Welcome, guys.
Oh, you thought it was an audition?
It's getting weird. Last night, the Warriors lost their second straight game without Steph. They're averaging 13 fewer points per game in 17 games without him this season. And after the game, KD was honest. He talked about how things seem a little different, in fact, weird without Steph. Take a listen.
It's weird not having Steph out there. The offense is predicated on Steph and Clay kind of running around three-point line, knocking down three-point shots and spreading out. Steph is the system here, and he's been a part of this since Steve Kerr's been here.
He's being humble again. Meanwhile, LZ, on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about Steph's injury?
I'm at a 7.5, and here's why. The precursor to a future injury is previous injury, and we know that the ankles when it comes to Steph Curry is not something new. He's already missed multiple games this season with an ankle injury, and say he comes back, and say that he's healthy, but is he there mentally? Is he still willing to put his body in the same positions in which he twisted his ankle before come playoff time? Because they need that penetration. They need him to collapse the defense so he can kick it out to those shooters. If he's not fully healthy mentally as well as physically, that could be an issue for him.
Has that ever been an issue?
Oh, absolutely. We saw a couple of years in the playoffs when he slipped up in Houston and then tried to come back, but still wasn't Steph Curry. And that
mentally, he wasn't Steph?
Look, whatever you want to call it, it compromised their 73-win season. They didn't win a championship that year. If you look at this team right now, I don't know if he's really saying we're weird without Steph. He's probably saying we're whack. You know why? They can't win the games right now. And KD has to shoot more, worse field goal percentage, but more points. 32 shots last night? Just too much.
Like
He's saying they're whack, not weird. Yeah. Vengeance and furious anger, folks. Richard Sherman signed a 3-year deal with the 49ers yesterday and admitted a conversation with Peter King that facing the Seahawks twice a season played a role in his free agent decision. Sherman said, and I quote, "I'm vengeful in that way. I love the fan base to death, and I love playing there. But now it's like I abandoned them. People are out there burning my jersey. Come on. I'm not the one who let me go. They let me go. I didn't abandon anybody." All right, so Marcellus, and this is also for you, LZ. Richard Sherman is out here saying that, he signed because it was a decision he had to do. Was it petty, though, or a business decision?
Oh, it was a business decision, but you still got to have it laced with a little bit of the pettiness. Of course. Yeah. I mean, you got to think about what Richard Sherman went through, and he helped build the Legion of Boom. He helped build that championship roster. And then moments like this, they can tweet out all they want about how much they loved you, but if they love you so damn much, they wouldn't release you. So in these moments, you look at a team that you can go out there, face your team twice a year. You got a franchise quarterback who can't lose so far.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. That's the reason why the quarterback in Seattle is somebody he's been chirping about since that interception on the goal line in the Super Bowl. So this is an opportunity to show up Russell Wilson like, I double dog dare you to throw on my side of the field.
I almost feel, and God bless Richard, because I think he's a great guy, but he's putting too much on it. He's not the LeBron of Seattle. People aren't burning.
Oh, wow. They are actually burning his jersey.
One or two, but not like LeBron.
I mean, you're right.
He's
not like
pointing
that.
it out. We didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have known.
I would have known Compton's in the house, first of all. I know everything was determined. And second, you know what? You should burn your mic. I mean, show Coast to Coast. Show Sports Center what it's about, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh.
That's how we roll over here.
No, that's a fire hazard. Stop talking about it. Here's the deal. It's going to be great coverage for us when having his first and second game next season. After that, it'll be squashed, but it's going to be fun that first game.
What the hell is going to be squashed? No, not as long as
it's going to be squashed.
Giant problem. And I'm not talking about Marcellus here. A video of Odell Beckham was posted on social media this weekend showing Beckham in a bed holding what appears like a brown cigar, guys. The woman in the video appears to have, maybe a credit card with some type of, white substance. Not necessarily knowing where this video was shot. Beck looking for a new deal with Pat Leonard. New York Daily News
right there.
Suggested in a piece that the Giants trade Beckham because of the distractions they continue to mount. LZ, would you trade him?
I would certainly field offers for sure, for a couple of reasons. Number one being, the Giants are a mess. They need a whole lot of stuff. If you can fool somebody to give you a whole lot of picks or some players for compensation, you have to try that too. Beckham Jr. is going to have to get paid. And if you're not willing to give him all that money because you're worried that in the future he's going to do worse activities, then what you want to do is probably say, well, let's not be the ones that have to sign him later because we're not quite sure in 5 years if he's going to be there for us mentally. And then, of course, Eli Manning is the QB.
Yeah.
They have so many issues right there. And I'm like going, field it. And if you get a great offer, trade him. If the offer's not great, then you keep him.
That's a damn shame. You're going to use a moment like this, an altercation like this, a situation like this, to talk about his lack of focus or talk about now his lack of production, when that's not even a conversation. This is not a focus issue. If you keep your focus as an organization, you realize what you have. The most productive NFL wide receiver in history after 4 years. Things like this, unfortunate, but they do happen, does not mean you want to trade away that much talent.
Well, you guys are missing the bigger picture. He needs to choose better with his lady friends. That's what
you ain't lying, huh?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dog Pound, folks. The Browns may be about that action this season as they acquired Tyrod Taylor from the Bills over the weekend. They also traded for Jarvis Landry and cornerback Demarius Randall. Marcellus!
Yes, ma'am.
Are you excited to see these new-look Browns?
Hell yeah. I mean, look, first of all, the NFL has shown you in the last couple of years, you could be the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3-13, mess around, you're in the AFC Championship game, should win that game if you're aggressive mentally in the second half. What about the Rams? LA Rams come out here 4-12. Y'all sorry as hell. No, we not. 11-5 next year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I am predicting right now that the dark horse for the playoffs is the Cleveland Browns, not just because of the names you mentioned offensively. Jabril Peppers on defense. Myles Garrett, the next coming at the defensive line position.
How many games you give them?
I give them 8.
Whoa.
8.
Whoa.
Minimum.
Whoa.
Well, I would be excited to watch them. I'm not willing to go that far if they draft Saquon Barkley.
Oh, you know that's coming.
He's going to be a special back. And I think when you know what Tyrod Taylor is, you know what they have on the outside, you need a back to keep that front line honest. Okay. And I think he's the perfect back to do that, obviously.
I got to ask you this, LZ. Did they get enough, though? Because take a look at their record. They've just been terrible. So if you already have that mindset, much like if you were at USC or the Clippers, is it get over that hump? Because look at them from 2015, 16, 17. How do 2 or 3 players change it?
It's not just about 2 or 3 players. It's about who's running the show. They have a new GM, a GM who actually knows football, not just numbers, respect, but he knows players. And so he's going to go out and make sure he signs players who are capable to execute the things that Hugh Jackson wants to do.
Saquon with a quarterback that protects the ball like Tyrod Taylor with a strong defense that is coming and young. Oh, yeah, it's going to be special soon.
It's going to be special, so they say.
I'll give him a solid 6 wins.
Bad news. Okay, 6 and 8.
6 is better than 1.
We play it back. Bad news, guys. It's time for 3 cheers. And this is how y'all welcome me to the show. 1 cheer for Lonzo Ball. Ball misses a wide open dunk and dives into the front row trying to save
the cheer right there. It's got to be the cheer. Got back on the court. Why are you chasing that loose ball in a blowout?
Because he's hungry.
Hey, hold on. If you're back on the court, that means you're ready to go get it. Go get it.
That's
all right. 2 cheers once again from Lonzo. Lonzo, what for me?
What I tell y'all?
It made me do. Lonzo's jumper is super broke.
Oh yeah, LeBron's impressed.
Off the side of the backboard.
You know what?
LeBron's impressed.
That's called effort.
Long and hard for
That's
that
called
year
effort.
because he's been shooting a
That's
lot
called
better
effort.
since he's gotten back.
All right, 3 cheers for Eastern Washington side. Gibson, Eastern Washington, Montana game. Montana, Ahmad Rory drops. Ty Gibson.
Those ankles.
Yeah.
I'm about to put a towel on his knees and just clean the court.
Yeah, well.
Where are the fans at, though?
Lonzo, we love you. Coming up next, though, Tiger Woods, he roared into second place. See what we did there at Valspar Championship. But stop all the hate. We talk about it next.
Sports Nation.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota, proud partner of Team USA.